I guess we'll get started. So I kind of wanted to talk meal prep today, based off of what Christy talked about on the Sunday call. She was talking about scheduling, and how we need to schedule in our priorities. And I think meal prep for myself, I don't know about you guys, is one of those habits that's hard for me to schedule. I don't know why, but I struggle with scheduling it in my calendar. I have like an idea of where I want it to be every week, but actually pinpointing like what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it is really hard for me. And I think that's why I always end up falling off on the weekends, is because I do really good on Sunday prep. It lasts me till Wednesday, and then I'm scrambling to figure out what am I going to do the next couple of days. If I don't do a second grocery order, if I don't plan on my husband cooking like a full meal, I don't have meals for the rest of the week. And then that goes into the weekend, am I prepped for the weekend? So that's kind of an area that I struggle with myself. I don't know about you guys. I know last week we were talking about setting October goals, and a couple of you had said you wanted to do meal prep 2 different days during the week to kind of break up your week. And so I'm curious, how did that go this last week? Were you able to keep that commitment to yourself? I know we're only midweek and some of you wanted to do it on Thursday, but are you prepared to do a second prep? And do you guys struggle with this? Julie, I know you do a lot of camping, and so you have to prep ahead of the camping trip for the entire trip. But what does that look like maybe when you come back,
At home? That's a whole nother story. I did just prep a whole bunch of rice because we're having rice with chicken tonight. So we'll have extra rice for the week, but meal prepping is just, it's hard. I have to prep ingredients like extra rice, and I made a whole bag, a 2-pound bag. Well, I guess it wasn't a full bag, but almost, of carrots in the air fryer. So I'll have rice and carrots at least this week. And I do have some, like, I made a pork roast a couple nights ago. So that's still in the fridge. So I do have some things, but when it actually comes to prepping food, I just don't. One, because my husband likes a variety. He doesn't like to eat the same thing all the time. And neither do I. So it's much easier to just prep ingredients as I go throughout the week.
Yeah.
Which I guess is kind of meal prepping, but.
Yeah, I tried doing the meal prep like for the entire week, and I would get bored with the food. And so then I tried food prep. I'll just make all these different foods and have these containers in my fridge to last the whole week. And that worked for a while, but I ended up throwing away half of it because either nobody ate it. I couldn't eat it all myself. I was like trying to do it on this big scale. And so until I started doing like a couple of days at a time, that started to work a little bit better for me. I just lose it on Friday night.
I do.
And then I don't eat on the weekends.
I do really well if I make extra. So like there wasn't much extra because we were sharing it with the family, but like I made a chicken pot pie soup that I could have easily, if there was extras, I could have put it in freezer bags and put it in the freezer. And then I already have a Fitme plate made because it's in the freezer. And I can do that with my Cajun rice and a bunch of other like stuff that you would like put in a crock pot or soups type stuff, especially since we're coming into that season. And just put it in the freezer for those days when I just don't feel like it. And that's what I found works. And that works great for camping because I can freeze them flat and they fit in our tiny little freezer.
Is that how you do your meal prep for camping? You do it all frozen?
Pretty much everything's frozen.
Okay.
That way nothing goes bad. And I mean, there's a few fresh meals, but pretty much I just take it out of the freezer. And that's what works for us because that way we can eat, like Harmon and I can eat because my husband's out fishing until 9 o'clock at night in the summertime, and it just works. And now at home, I try to make extra so that I can put extra in the freezer.
Yeah.
Extra chicken, extra pork, extra whatever, and freeze it. And then you just pull it out and either thaw it on the counter or put it in the microwave for 30 seconds and or however long it takes to unthaw it. But that works really well.
What about you guys, Raquel or Natika? Did your second prep work this week? And are you ready for it?
I'm partially ready. So I did good on my Sunday prep. I did my breakfast, and I thought I was going to I planned to do egg roll in a bowl for the week, but the family got hungry and everybody ate it. So I hurried up and made me one serving. So I at least had Monday lunch prep. So that worked. But I have my next prep for tomorrow. And I have all the veggies. I thought I had chicken in the freezer, but I'm going to have to make a stop and get some chicken. But other than that, I have the potatoes, I have my rice, and my veggies. It's just
How long do you think that prep will last you?
I think it'll get me through Saturday.
So do you have a plan for after Saturday, or you do it again on Sunday?
I do it again on Sunday.
Okay. And Natika?
So
are you there?
I am cleaning my tub. Okay.
I know your Sunday prep got moved to Monday.
So I prepped on Monday, but I normally prep Sundays and then I'll cook again on Wednesday. So I did Monday and we still have plenty, but I still cook today. And I don't know that my Wednesday is considered a meal prep. It's more like let's mix it up so that we're not eating on Wednesday what we've had to eat Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So today I cooked salmon. That's all I cooked though. I made a different protein and everybody got to do something different with it. I had a salad. My husband had a salad. The kids, one kid made herself avocado toast. So it worked. I had my stuff ready and I did it. But the Wednesday, Sunday works for me. Sometimes on Wednesdays, I will cook a couple more of whatever we're running low on. So if I need more carbs, I'll roast some potatoes. Or if we need more protein, I'll cook some more of whatever that is, just a different variety from what was cooked on Sunday.
Yeah.
That helps us with boredom.
Is that getting you through the weekend?
It gets me to Friday. Oftentimes we'll still have the food, but by Saturday, nobody wants what we've had at that point all week.
So then that's when we eat out and stuff like that.
Correct.
That's where I get into trouble Friday night, because I usually have enough to get through lunch on Friday, and then my husband works Friday evening, and so I come home and there's nothing for dinner. Nobody's cooked. And so we just kind of eat whatever's in the refrigerator. And one solution I was thinking for that, because we don't eat out a whole lot, is maybe that should be our treat meal with the kids, Friday night, they finish school for the week. And that might be the day that we have takeout or whatever they want, pizza usually. And maybe if I schedule that in, it won't seem like I failed. And then Saturday, it just kind of snowballs. Saturday, breakfast. I'm trying to get 2 plates in on the weekends, but sometimes we want to go to the farmer's market, and then we want to go get coffee, and then we want to go get breakfast, and then we end up going to get lunch. It just kind of does all of that. But because then I consider those my treat meals. treat all day Saturday, then treat on Sunday after the hike, we go get breakfast. And so I think if I schedule in an actual treat meal for the kids, then maybe that would take that excuse away from me. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Weekends are really hard.
So that's what we do. And we've kind of done that since before Fitme, and we've kept it. Friday is our pizza day. Or the kids will pick, what they want. And sometimes I jump in and sometimes I don't want it. And I'll get me a salad or something, or I'm not eating the whole, half a pizza. I'm no longer ordering as much. And so I think that's kind of helped me still kind of be part of our Friday fun night.
Yeah.
And could you, if you're going to go to a restaurant, could you pick restaurants that you could do Fitme plates in?
Yeah. I usually try to, like, even if I go out to eat, I'll try to get some kind of a Fitme style plate, Fitme inspired plate. When we do go out to eat, I don't like to go just get fast food. We hardly ever have fast food. We like to go eat somewhere good that's going to have some good quality food. So it is good, but I really want to get those Fitme plates in on the weekend, and I just really struggle there.
It sounds like you're really busy on the weekends with the kids and the husband, and so that
Well,
makes it hard.
Yeah, my husband works on the weekends, and so that's kind of my time with the kids, and we like to do fun things, and so I think that's where all the treats and stuff start sneaking in. What about you, Jen or Terry? We're talking about Terry and Brenda. You kind of came in late, but we're just talking about meal prep and how we schedule that into our week, and is it working, and are we really sticking to it, or is it just kind of something we say we do?
Well, I don't have kids at home and we go out to eat occasionally, but if we go out, I usually get a Fitme plate. Because if we go out to eat, we go to a good quality restaurant. We don't do fast food. And we haven't done fast food for even before Fitme, because having kids, I figured out for $5 more, I could have somebody wait on me. So, but that was back when, this is 25 years ago, so 30 years ago. But so, and I am a planner. So
you're like the queen of food planning.
Yeah, well,
a month in advance.
I just did it back when I did daycare, because I found this cookbook that was a once a month cookbook. I don't cook. So in 2 days, you cook all your meals for a month. I don't do that anymore, but I do use a lot of the recipes. Like the spaghetti recipe is the best spaghetti recipe I've ever have eaten. And so I'll make that occasionally. And then I'm making the chicken vegetable soup tomorrow because it's going to be cold here. So, I mean, that's just, and it's kind of part of my DNA because I'm married to a non-planner. So I'm,
Do you have a day that you do meal prep, or you just do it any day?
I usually meal prep Monday. So we have leftovers on, well, we're going to have lots of leftovers this week because I made, what did I make? I made chicken tava, which is paprika, rice, and chicken, which is really, really good. So we'll have that left over. I made some chili. We have that left over, and then we'll have the chicken vegetable soup left over. So I don't cook on, I never cook on Sundays. So I just kind of sit down and plan our meals for 2 weeks and then see what I have. And just, I always get, like Friday I'm in town. So I'll always get whatever groceries I need on Friday. So I just, when you live out in the country, you got to plan too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You don't have the luxury of a grocery store real close by.
no, we have Dollar General. So that's about it.
I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so we would have to plan 2 or 3 months in advance because you might not get to town for 2 or 3 months with depending on the weather. So, and the only way to town was by boat, or you had to walk 3 miles to the road and then drive 25 miles.
Oh my
And
God.
there was no
Wait.
real trail to the road. So
Where did you grow up?
on an island in Alaska called Wrangell Island.
Okay.
And we lived on the backside for a couple years, and so the only way to get to town was by boat.
Wow.
And yeah, you had to learn to plan. So I did learn to plan, but I just don't follow through with that today very well because you'd have to plan for 2 or 3 months. So I can do that easily, but like our camping trips, one of them next year will be 3 weeks. And so it'll be really easy for me to do that. And
Wait, your camping trip is 3 weeks long?
yeah.
Like you're going to be out in the woods for 3 weeks?
Well, we'll be near town. I mean, we don't camp anywhere. There's not a Dollar General. You can go visit if you need to. We're glampers. We're not boondockers. But we do eat fast food, especially in the summertime when we're camping, because our first stop when we get to the town that we're going to before we get to the campsite, we always have McDonald's. And that's just kind of turned into, it used to be Dairy Queen, but Dairy Queen's lobby isn't open, so we can't go in there and there's no place to park the trailer. So it's moved to McDonald's. So we always have McDonald's every time we go there. So it's like once a month, but we've been trying to stay away from fast food too. So, and eat more stuff at home. Plus my husband told me today I'm not allowed to buy any more groceries that go in the freezer.
I was gonna say, are you ready to prep for when your camping season ends, and just prep a whole month at a time, put it in the freezer, and just pull it out?
There's no room in the freezer right now.
That'll keep you on track. That's a really good idea, though. I think I'm gonna try doing more freezer stuff. I did egg roll in a bowl on Sunday, and nobody ate it but me. I ate it 2 days and I'm tired of it. So I just got all the rest, stuck it in a freezer bag and put it in the freezer. I was like, well, maybe this will save me one day.
I do serving sizes when I freeze it. So I get quart freezer bags and I put a serving in the quart freezer bag. So I know when I make the recipe, how many calories are in it. I can just go and track it. And I don't have to worry about, oh yeah, what was in this? How much was it? So because I love tikka masala, curry. And so I want to make the sauce and freeze it in serving sizes and put it in the freezer because nobody else in my family likes it. Well, Harmony will eat it, but nobody else will. And so I need it in serving sizes. And if I'm just eating it myself, it'll go bad in the fridge because I won't eat it all. So it makes sense to freeze stuff in serving sizes. You pull it out, you put it in some water or however you want to defrost it. I use the microwave and
yeah. What about you, Jen? How do you prep?
So my prepping is a little different. I'm currently on a low histamine diet for health reasons. And so with a low histamine diet, I can't have leftover meat. So right now, what my meal prep looks like is I've been doing a lot of rice. I am supposed to stay away from potatoes, and I've never really cooked sweet potato in my life, but sweet potato and rice are like the safe, low histamine options for me. So I've just been eating rice a lot, and rice is really easy to cook like on the spot because I just use my pressure cooker. And so I'll like measure out my serving size, like half a cup to 2/3 cup, depending on if it's a workout meal or a regular meal, and then I'll freeze a good amount of it because right around my period I get tired. So that's probably my biggest thing now is trying to meal prep ahead of time to prep for like when I know I'm going to be on my period, because that's when I'm not well and like I don't move very much during that time right now. So that's like my biggest struggle, I think. But like due to my medical stuff, I also like I used to be a super busybody, and I like quit everything to focus on my health since it became that big of an issue. So I don't have the issue where everyone else does, where they're like, I only have certain days of the week. Mine's pretty fluid at this point and when I can cook. It's just depending on if I have the energy to do it. So I don't necessarily have a set date. It's like when I get up, and if I'm having a day where I feel really good, I will cook. I don't go grocery shopping. I haven't gone grocery shopping in forever. I have all my groceries delivered, which works better for me because I never know if I'm going to have the energy to get through the grocery store. But also, my like what's it called? What's the term people use? Like your impulse buying is not a thing when I have my groceries delivered. So I can get like what I want. I know exactly how much I want. I do a lot of frozen vegetables. And if I do get vegetables that are like, they're ones that are easy to cut. I don't really do salads anymore, which I think is one of the things that hurts me, is because like, I feel like salads is an easy thing to prep for. And so for me, like I can't do spinach anymore. That's one of the things that like was crossed off the list. So like, romaine salads are really boring. And I don't have a whole lot of experience on making kale things. So like I know people
Maybe
make like
you need
really
some
good
recipes on how to prepare some of these other foods.
Yeah, well, and I also can't do regular salad dressings anymore either. So if I do a salad dressing, it has to be like a homemade because I can't do vinegar. So most of your salad dressings have vinegar in them that are like the healthier ones. So I haven't quite figured out that part of healthy stuff. So I've just been doing a lot of like, I make my own veggie trays, and that's really easy for me because it doesn't take energy once the veggie tray is made. And you can like buy pre-cut veggies from the store. So
Yeah.
make it like a veggie tray, and that's easy for me because when I'm hungry, it doesn't take prep work to just eat raw veggies on their own because I like them that way. But I usually I'll cook rice and stuff, and I'll section it out for the week. And then my meat, while it's raw, I try to section out my like portions of the raw meat, but I have to cook it for every meal. So like my Instapot / it's like an Instapot air fryer duo thing. I use the mess out of that right now because it's the fastest way for me to like cook everything, I guess. So
can you have sweet potatoes?
I can. I need to look up more recipes. I'm just not familiar with cooking with them, honestly.
Well, this is my favorite way to make sweet potatoes. I cut the sweet potato into rounds. They're about, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick. And I lay them in the air fryer. And I don't know if you can have butter or brown sugar or anything like that, but I put butter and brown sugar on them. After they've cooked 10 minutes, then I flip them over and put the butter and brown sugar on them, and then let them cook another 10 minutes, 400 for 20 minutes.
Yeah. I wonder if they'd be good with coconut oil. I'm limited on the oil that I can do now. I can only do like olive and coconut oil. So I wonder if they would taste good with some coconut oil.
They would taste really good with coconut oil.
Yeah. So that'd be good.
But that's the easy, I found out that I hate mashed sweet potatoes. I don't like the texture. I don't like the flavor of them. But when I cut them into rounds, I really, really love sweet potatoes. And that's the way I eat them now.
So mash is the only way that I've ever eaten them. But my thing is like, I usually like, they're usually made for like Thanksgiving, where you put like, I usually put like sugar-free maple syrup and stuff in mine. And like, that is not something I can eat on the daily all the time. So
I do roasted. I roast mine in the oven. I dice them. So I peel them and then I dice them. And then I
Are
just
they-
put
do you
olive
guys
oil,
have
salt,
methods-
pepper, and garlic.
oil, sorry. Does it matter? Is
Yeah.
olive oil good with sweet potato? Is it good still?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
drizzle olive oil and then I put salt, pepper, and some garlic, and then I put them in the oven for 400 degrees for like
Usually I'm just like a regular
usually about
potato.
30 minutes, and they crisp up. They're really good.
Okay.
That's,
I'll have to
I
try
might
that.
eat them. I might try them
Yeah.
that way. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you
Rather
guys
than
have
adding
methods for
sweetness.
so the other reason why I've stayed away from sweet potato is I know sweet potato tends to be tougher, like to cut.
To cut?
Yeah.
It's a
Do you
little
guys
hard to
have a
cut.
problem?
You have to have a good knife.
Yeah, that's probably something I should make. I've never had good knives. Like they're like kind of dull and like
They
that's
have
kind of
the little
annoying.
ones, the little baby ones that are like
Yeah.
the steamables. You can get those and they might be
They also
easier
have
to cut.
pre-cut. I've gotten pre-cut ones, raw pre-cut ones
Okay.
at Walmart before too, because they are hard to cut.
Yeah, I am like with my energy levels, like I try to
Yeah.
avoid stuff that's like gonna take a lot to like prep. So
Mhm.
that's good.
They
I'll have
do
to look
sell
this up and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have
Brenda.
to
Yeah, pre-cut's the way to go.
Thanks for the tips, guys.
Yeah.
See, you were meant to be on this call.
Yeah, I like now that I don't have, not that I'm not so busy, it's kind of like a thing where I'm like, I want to make more efforts to be present for all the Fitme stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and Jen, can you have can you have fruits?
Yes, but I'm limited on the fruits I can have. Like I think people's usual fruits I actually can't have. I can't have citrus. I can't have bananas. I can't have any of the berries except for blueberries. I can have blueberries. I think I can have melons. So I do a lot of grapes and blueberries.
Brenda said in the chat, Jen, that you can probably microwave them a little bit to get them softer if you're having trouble cutting them. And
Okay.
the other thing Lauren had said is if you bake them in the oven, and then you can always, so you can bake them in the oven rather than mashing them, you can slice them. I've done this before where I've sliced them into rounds, and then you can throw those in the air fryer too, just to crisp them up. Or you can just eat them in rounds. Sometimes I'll do that and put a little bit of butter on them.
Yeah.
But they have like the little tiny ones that are a lot easier.
Okay. I'll have
But
to look for
pre-cut,
the-
yeah, if
the
you need
pre-cut.
pre-cut.
The
just do
pre-cut sounds good.
You should try
Yeah, I'll have to do that. I'll show you if I can. I just got back from vacation, so I definitely need to do like a food order tomorrow. So I'll
Yeah.
probably play around with it, let you guys know
yeah.
how good.
I got to do my food order tomorrow too. I was struggling right before the call. I was trying to think about what I was going to prep for lunches the next 2 days. My husband made some chicken tenders on the stove this morning or this evening for dinner. And so what I did real quick, I actually had a bag of frozen rice that I had put in there. I don't know when, that I was just digging through the freezer. I found a bag of steamable broccoli. And then I had some leftover meatballs that I had frozen. One of the kids took them out and threw them in the fridge a couple of days ago because they were looking for food. And then his chickens. So I ended up making 2 plates, rice, broccoli. One's got chicken, one's got meatballs. So I'm set for the next 2 days. And I did that all in 5 minutes, as long as it took to cook the broccoli. I don't like frozen broccoli, but in a pinch, it's okay. I just have to go in and cut all the stems off. I'm a little picky. All right, anybody else have anything? Brenda's got frozen sweet potatoes. Are those frozen? They look like it.
Oh,
Yeah. Tell us.
Yeah,
what
you
do
throw them in the
Brenda.
microwave.
They're really
Oh,
frozen. They're really
the
frozen.
steamable bag.
These are Kroger. But can you have squash, Jen? Do you like squash?
I love
So,
squash.
I'll show you the other bag I have. I just emptied it.
I think I got to get used to frozen vegetables.
These are perfect. They're
Butternut
square
Oh.
chunks.
Okay. I do
Yeah.
love butternut squash. That is good stuff.
Yeah. So, I actually don't do a lot of shopping at Walmart. Here, I don't know about other places, but their produce is not very good, but their food, they have little bags of the cubed up sweet potatoes and little bags of the butternut squash. And that's where I kind of first discovered them. Not that they were hiding, but and they're good price. So I just grab a bunch of those bags because it's just me and keep them in the freezer. And like the sweet potatoes, because I've been not doing my Fitme plates, so they've been in the freezer a little too long, so they're kind of a solid chunk. But I took the kitchen shears and stabbed some off for dinner. But I really like the pre-cuts. Linda St. Clair does the rounds for the sweet potatoes as well, and it always looks so good. But I'm the same. I'm like, some of those root vegetables are so solid, and I cannot be trusted with a knife sharp enough to make that happen easily. But, and then I think, Marlena, you were saying after that, even if you do microwave them like a baked potato and get them soft, then you can cut the rounds. And then if you want to crisp them up or whatever, toss them in the air fryer for a couple minutes. They're already cooked. Then you still have your rounds. I keep wanting to do the rounds, but since I buy the cubed ones, I'm like, I don't need to do that yet.
Yeah. No, I'll have to go and look and see what I find or like with potatoes and squash and stuff and see. Just to try. Yeah, I'll definitely.
And then I realized I should show you. I'm not really naked.
I was gonna take
in my living room,
and then I was like, oh, I don't know if Brenda's got clothes on.
Minds were all wondering.
I'm gonna take a picture real quick. So put your smiles on. Terry, I know we can't see you. That's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll just give you my face then, so you can't.
Okay.
Won't look like I'm naked.
We'll crop out your shoulders. No, I'm just kidding. All right. You ladies have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Prep done.
Thank you.
Gotta get through these weekends.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.